Guys, what is up? It is Firefang92, and this probably sounds a little bit awkward, but hey, whatever. As you can see, whoops, sorry about that. I got me some boxes of GBT 2, Soaring, Ascent of Gale and Blossom. So I am going to open this one specifically up and talk about the contents. Let's get at it. More ads. It is amazing how much Hero World looks like Die Kaiser. Yeah, Buddy Fight. Kind of a fun game. Don't play it that much, because I really only have a fake deck. Special promo pack. Come on, Divergence Dragon. Come on, Divergence Dragon. Not Divergence Dragon, but I can use it. Taping Cat, Luckbird clone for Great Nature. I am rebuilding Great Nature right now, so what I'm really hoping for out of this box is some Big Belly, some Managarmer. I still need one more Conquest. I hope I don't get her, because she is too suck. Because Counterblast 3. Okay, Aquaforce starter. Noble Narukami thing. Super Special Interceptor for Jewel Knights. Fun Stand Trigger for Narukami. And Capable Assistant Guru Wolf. If he hits, if his power is 20,000 or greater, which includes boost and triggers, draw a card. Rare card only. Nice card. Little bit weird, but you know, free draws are good, especially with Managarmer stopping guard. Double Blaster for Aquaforce. 10k adder for Jewel Knights. The thing that killed Polaris. Counterblast 1 at GB1. When it attacks, stand a thing, give it 4k, and at the end of the turn retire it. Which is what Polaris does, but for Counterblast 2, and with a 10k body. So, a common Polaris killer. Crit trigger. Hey, Set Square Penguin, I needed him. GB1, when he's placed, choose a card, give it at the end of the turn when it retires, draw a card, and choose something from your damage zone, turn it face up. Really nice card. It's like Coiling Duckbill, who you all know is staple. Unflipper. Ugly 8k for Narukami. On hit, can only attack a Vanguard, +3 on attack. And if it hits, Counterblast 1, draw a card, and choose something from your opponent's drop and bind it. The binding stuff is mostly worthless. Hey look, Musketeer trigger. But the draw is really nice, so I play him a lot. Wave Slicing Sword Max. G-Break 1, Counterblast 1. If he attacks, if it's the third battle of the turn or more, you can exchange the position of 2 rear guards and give 1 2k. That is the backup most people are playing with Thavas. And it's a nice card. Gets you extra attacks. Another 8k. Another 8k. Sleepy Taper. Basically, Binoculus Tiger, but with resist. They're really intent upon replacing all the old Great Nature stuff, I guess. Funny looking Narukami draw trigger. First double R, Voltage Horn Dragon. Counterblast 1, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it's boosted, you may pay the cost. If you're due, your opponent chooses one of his rear guards, retires it, and then binds it. They really hamstrung that card, just in service of making it not like the Kagero Amber clone. Because now your opponent gets to choose, which means you're not going to be hitting anything fun. And you have the just wasted potential. 11k Basil for Maelstrom, 12k attacker for Narukami. If she boosts and it's the 4th battle of the turn or more, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Really awesome card. Draw a trigger for Neo Nectar, and hey, it is Big Belly. Awesome. I needed him. When he attacks a Vanguard, choose one of your rear at GB2. Give it 4k, and at the end of the turn, retire that unit and draw a card. Very nice. Counterblast 1, when your G unit strides, choose up to 2 of your rear guards, and they get plus 4k, and when it's attacked by a unit in the same column, so including themselves, hits, if their power is 20,000 or greater, draw a card. Again, nice in combination with Guru Wolf. And really just an excellent all-around card. Really looking forward to getting back into Great Nature. Hopefully I get the PG. I need the PG. Say hi to Bandcat. Limit Break Enabler for Neo Nectar. This thing, you probably know about it. It was in the shop. Auto once per turn when one of your opponent's rear guards is put into the drop zone due to one of your effects. If you have an Eradicator Vanguard, all players choose one of their rear guards and retire it. So very nice to add up the retires. Draw trigger for Aquaforce. And this thing, Counterblast 1, if it's retired at the end of the turn, bind it. From the bind zone, you can call it to the Guardian Circle, and it gets plus 5k shield. Nice little additional way to guard. It's something they've really been trying to add to the game, what with the rise of glories and whatnot. So, kind of nice. I don't play that one particularly, mostly just because it's 6k. 10k body. If it's the 3rd battle of the turn or more, Soul Blast 1 for 10k. I hate this thing. Just because in combination with, what's-his-face, the Stride guy, it's a lot of power. Awesome new starter for Great Nature. Eradicator, Ionization Eradicator, Capnus, crit trigger. Awesome. When it's put into the drop zone due to an effect of one of your cards, you can look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck and choose an Eradicator from among them, put it into your hand. So obviously you combo that with like Tempest Bolt and things like that, and you can get off free search, get maybe a perfect art or something. Very nice. Harbinger Draco Kid, G break 1 when something's bound, it gets 3k. For record, the bind deck is really what's his name? That cheapo Dungaree. But you really can't play him in Dungaree because Dungaree needs Dan. 12k attacker. If you have another card with the same name, it gets 2k. When something's bounced at G-Break 1, this gets 5k. Very awesome. I've been playing it. Oh, that's another thing I need. I need the Gear Chronicle Stride. Cute looking gear draw. Love this thing. They play it just because it's adorable. Royal Paladin, Soul Blast 1, when it's placed on rear guard from the deck, if you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card. Very nice. Royal Paladin already have it, but as a promo, so getting it in the pack is helpful. And if we do ever get G restriction, it's a G. On hit, unflip 2, Neo Nectar, G-Break 1. Useless, don't think about playing it, not going to support you doing it. Backup boss for Neo Nectar, when you ride, clone something. Great Nature, stand. Aquaforce perfect. Because perfect. G-Break 1, Counterblast 2, when it hits, you may pay the cost. If you do, for each of your units with the same name as this card, draw a card. Very nice, but it's not going to hit often. 11k grade 1 attacker for Narukami. Can only attack a Vanguard. Very interesting card. I've been thinking about playing it. Not sure if I will or won't. 10k Narukami. When this boosts a Maelstrom, put it back, and your opponent can't call grade 0s. People have been using it just because with Original Glory, it's unguardable attack. So that's why we have all those alternate code options. And oh man, this guy. Conquering Supreme Dragon Conquest Dragon. G Persona Flip 1. Retire one of your opponent's front rows, and then all of your units in the front row gain 5k for each of your opponent's open front row rearguard circles. Awesome card. I've been using it a lot. This is my 4th one, so I'll finally be able to use it twice in the game. Yes! Really great for closing out games. Because then they're dealing with 3 attacks that are like 26, 26, 36. Or rather, probably 36, 26, 26, because you're not running stands in Narukami. Unless you're crazy. Are you crazy? You're crazy, aren't you? 10k booster for Great Nature. Same as the grade 1 thing we talked about a little while ago. Very good for power columns. This is an interesting card. G-Break 1, Counterblast 1, put it in the soul. Choose one of your units, and up to 4 cards with the same name get plus 5k. So very good if you're playing an aggressive Neo-Nectar deck. The Noble Narukami heal trigger. That's very important in the fighter collection. Mare Dream. Whatever. Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, search for up to 1 Mare Hope. They tried to hike that on the Bushinami, and it was hilarious because they're like, with this combination, you can make sure your field is full in only 2 turns. And it's like, are you aware how terrible 2 turns is? Like, that's really slow. That's not good. Same as the grade 1 we talked about, but this is a starter. So, definitely worth considering. Jaggy Shot. On hit at G-Break 1, Counterblast 1 to retire one of your opponent's rear guards in the front row. It's meant to be a backup for Vanquisher, Dragonic Vanquisher. But in a deck like that, on hit's really not going to cut it, because you need to power your engine, and you need to be able to power your engine when you need to power your engine. So having something that your opponent can work around is not good. If it boosts the first battle of the turn or more, draw a card. Great Nature draw. And Mare Hope. That goes in combination with the Mare Dream we were talking about before. But this one's free, put it into the soul, search for a Mare Dream. Still terrible. I mean, actually, they're not that, bad. It's just the way Bushi was talking about using them is not how they should be used. They're just additional consistency cards. Soul Blast 1, a G-Break 1, when it attacks, if it's the 3rd battle of the turn or more, it gets 5k, and if it hits, choose a card from your damage zone and turn it face up. It's really disappointing that they didn't get a grade 2 version of this, because that would have been nice. This is just kind of ignorable. One hit unflip for Gear Chronicles, because Counterblast is very heavy in that deck. Unflipper for Eradicators. Stand trigger, add 10k when something's bounced for Gear Chronicles. And it's Tidal Assault if you have Vanguards and Legion. Yay! With Resist. Boo! I don't like Resist. Oh my god! Unflipper, 10k adder, Polaris Killer, Heal Trigger, Blizza! Counterblast 1, choose a G unit and turn it face up, and then it gets +5 for every face up G unit. A lot of people like to use it to just trigger your G-Break 2 abilities, which is an okay use of it. It also provides more of a power play towards late game than Atmos would. So, it's a very versatile card, very good card. So everyone's playing it at like 2 nowadays. Limit Break Enabler. Counterblast 1, when something's bounced, it gets a Silent Tom effect. Very awesome. Also Resist. Not awesome. Resist. Whatever, Ditch and Draw card. Crit trigger for Narukami. And Counterblast 1, if your Vanguard is in Legion, you may pay the cost if you do, when this unit attack hits, bounce a grade 2 or less. The problem there is your Vanguard needs to be in Legion, and ain't no one playing the Gear Chronicle Legion deck. Alright, on to the next side of the box. $12k attacker. Oops, I keep that secret. Shup. Shup is cool. He can't be retired by your effects, and when he attacks, Soul Blast 1, and he gains +1k for each open rearguard circle, which basically automatically makes up for his 8k body. So very nice, like Tempest Bolt and things. The same as Iron Fang Gearhound and the Mist Geyser Dragon that we actually talked about, but as a starter, gets 5k when something's bounced. I don't like this, because most of your bouncing is done by the Vanguard, and your starter should always be behind the Vanguard. Also, 4k starters in aggressive decks are very much bleh. Crit! Yay! And Michael. Interesting card. He legions with Milos, who I have right here. Does that. And choose a card with the same name as the card under your Vanguard, so one of them, and discard it. When it attacks, you can, at the 4th battle of the turn or more, you may pay the cost. If you do, switch the positions of all your rear guards, and choose up to 2 of them and stand them. So it's for multi-attack, which is nice. And if it attacks in the 4th battle of the turn or more, he gains 5k, which, I don't know, I don't think I need to talk about that. It does say exchange all the positions, so I don't think you're allowed to leave any rear guards where they are. So, a lot of the time you'll be like exchanging your columns from left to right, which is funny. Sorry, bit of popcorn stuck in my throat. I like popcorn. Hey, awesome Narukami card. Meh, yeah, Nectar card. Musketeer crit. And the Ditch for Stride thing for Neo Nectar. These are always nice. You should really be playing these. I sincerely hope you are. If you're not, play them. I need them for Great Nature and Narukami, so let's hope they're in there too. Sub-boss for Aquaforce. At the beginning of your main phase, calls a copy of itself. Very interesting concept. I think the utilization is a little bit hazy. Also 6k is uncomfortable. This card. Everyone loves this card right now. Battle Siren Stacia. She can attack from the back row at G-Break 1, and if she does attack from back row, she gets +3. So she's almost always going to be attacking rear guard, and there's really nothing you can do about that. The reason people love her is just because, well, attacking from the rear guard makes it a lot easier to, from the back row. Have I been saying rear guard this whole time? How embarrassing. Makes it easier to get in the 4 attacks. And she can still be a proper booster if you have other outlets. So, very nice card. Draw trigger for Aqua Force. Thunder Knight Zorus. When he hits, your opponent chooses a card and retires it, then you choose 2 cards from their drop and bind them. Just something to stride into first, so Conquest can go off. I've been having a really hard time utilizing the drop binding. I haven't had it really make a difference yet. 12k attacker, Narukami, this thing. Great Nature draw. She is cool. For Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 at G-Break 1, it's a lot of ones, she turns whatever's in front of her into a title. So if she boosts it, you can't leave her up, use the title effect, and then boost, unfortunately. And they do lose 5k, but you can cover that with like your High Tide Sniper or whatever. So a lot of additional outlets to get in the additional attacks while still having traditional boosters. Next direction. Super draw thing for Narukami. Neo Nectar, sorry. Narukami 11k attacker. Binoculars Tiger. Narukami crit. Mini Belly, yay, needed him. The Ditch for Stride for Great Nature. And obviously search for a Big Belly. I love those names. Big Belly, Mini Belly. Big Belly, Mini Belly. Big Belly, Mini Belly. Say that 5 times fast. I probably can. My tongue is just clumsy. 10k booster for Great Nature. I guess I should talk about this. It can turn a grade 0 into a grade 3, and then that grade 3 gets 5k. And Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 when it's placed on Vanguard, bounce one of your opponent's grade 1 or less. If they had any workable grade 3 rear guards, it'd be a nice card, but as it stands, it's just sort of forgettable. Sub-boss for Neo Nectar. Draw trigger for... crap. Put this unit into Soul when your Vanguard attacks. If you have a grade 3 or greater grade of Vanguard with Chronojet in its name, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets plus 5k. I don't know why we had to go back to double our triggers, but this is an annoying pull, especially when I need perfect guards and things. Like, it's so not useful that I traded it for a single R stride yesterday. Or 2 days ago, I guess. That's disappointing. I mean, some people will be like, but it's a trigger, you're gonna use that spot anyway, and it's a crit trigger, yeah. Whatever, I mean, it takes up a rearguard spot out of 4k, and it's just, you waste 10k shield. Bad card. Fun card. Hey, they're together. They both get 5k when something's bounced G-Break 1. Noble Heal. G-Break 1. Counterblast 1. Maiden of the Trail Rod. When this unit attack hits, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your rear guards not named Maiden of the Frill Rod, search your deck for a copy, and call it to rear guard, then shuffle your deck. The funny thing about this card is 90% of the time it ends up calling something over itself, because you choose your other attacker, search for a copy of it, and call it over the Maiden of the Frill Rod. So, yeah, it's a funny card. Neat rearguard utility for if you don't want to be playing the backup boss with your, I forget her name, the trial deck, break stride thing. High Tide Sniper. 8k for Great Nature. Unflipper for Eradicators. Draw trigger for Gear Chronicle. A Dragonic Kaiser Crimson. Neat card. This one is. Crap, that's all my double R's. Legions with Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion. Once per turn, at limit break 4, choose one of your Legion mates' axe, and then next time you play that axe, it doesn't have a cost. And Soul Blast 1 for 2k power. So, what you're doing here is Legioning with Vermilion, using Vermilion skill for free. So, it's a completely free front row attack, which, if you have played Knuckle Dragon, you know is still quite expensive. Knuckle Buster does it for only 1 counterblast in a card, but then you get into the issue of how much counterblast is worth a card. But it's a great 3, so I figure it's a really good trade-off for Knuckle Buster. Noble Narukami on hit draw, 4th battle of the turn, yada yada. Narukami 10k. Stand trigger for Great Nature. Milos, we talked about him. I don't know how popular the Legion Aquaforce deck is these days. Especially with Thavas being so, let's say, interesting. And Tetra being black, vanilla. Starter for Neonectar, Unflipper for Gears, Retire Thing for Aquaforce, Narukami Crit. Oh, Phoenix, good card. On attack, choose 2 things, give them 4k, and then at the end of the turn, they retire. Great Nature, so you make use of that, like a lot. You should definitely be playing that at 4. Because it moves your engine, it gives you additional power attacks, very nice card overall. Glad it's just a single R. 10k body Shub. Drop to draw a thing for Gear Chronicle if your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, so never. Maelstrom Crit thing. Dindrain clone, yay! I don't think that's quite as useful in Royal Paladin, because a lot of their calls are very restrictive. But then some of you are going to jump around my throat and be like, well, but golds are just off the top. And yeah, whatever, go home. 11k Basil for Maelstrom. Awesome starter for Great Nature. When it boosts, if it hits, choose one of your rearguards, give it 4k, and at the end of the turn, draw a card, retire that unit. I see a lot of people, myself included, forget to apply this effect, so try to remember. Keen Shack. You kill 2 things when something retires if you have an Eradicator Vanguard. Narukami draw. Samuel. Samuel does is Counterblast 2 when he attacks if you have full rear guards and your opponent is at 4 or less, deal a damage automatically. So very nice, especially with the Alt Nile deck, because you're so beat down oriented. Getting in an extra damage really helps. So these last 3 packs shouldn't have anything of any rarity unless I got an SP, which I didn't because I'm unlucky. So I'll just sort of try and blaze through them and maybe talk about my thoughts on the set a little bit. It's unfortunate because the only selling vehicle this... Ditch to Stride for Aquaforce. My buddy needed that. This set had was Narukami. And they dropped the ball very hard on Narukami. And a lot of you are going to be saying, well, but wait, after this, Royal Paladins and Aquaforce is still a better deck. Yeah, but they're not selling boxes because most of what you need for the deck comes out of the trial deck, so it's smarter to just buy singles. Same thing with Neonectar. And Great Nature has never been able to be a vehicle in and of itself. Unfortunately. Oh, this thing's kind of interesting. It legions with that Counterblast 1 guy we got a while back. Zang. And when it's in Legion and something's bounced, it gets the ability that it gets the glory effect. And when it attacks, if you have another unit in the center column, it gets 3k. Very nice for an art boss. Very nice indeed. So unfortunately, like, the boxes themselves aren't really worth much because no one's buying them. But hey, I was able to scoop up 4, so I guess that just played out positively for me. Aquaforce starter, Neonectar thing, Gear Chronicle starter, Heal Trigger, Mare Dream. Alright, so that was the box. Gonna go through our polls really quick. We got Crimson, we got Heart Thump Worker, we got Michael, good box for Legions, I guess. We got Play-Doh, and we got Voltage Horn. And then for the triple R's, we got Samuel, we got Conquest, we got Big Belly. Hey. Alright, so that's been my box opening video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna come around front to press the stop button. Firefang92, signing out.